What I love most about my role with the Forest Service is its people, all of its people.
What I love most about my job is the ability to provide public service.
The Forest Service has my heart. I love the mission, and I love the people that are passionate about the mission of the agency.
Soy bibliotecaria en el servicio forestal. Mi trabajo con la comunidad es uno de los aspectos que más me encanta de trabajar en el servicio forestal. Para mí somos eso, somos ese puente que le da acceso a las personas.
You're not going to be in service without your heart being moved by the service you provide. It's about also loving the land and loving the people we serve, all of the people we serve.
My great-great-grandmother was a slave. Just that lineage and that heritage and that stories being chased through the woods. Why would I want to work for the woods where people might have died trying to escape terror?
A lot of people ask what JEDI is: justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. As a federal agency, our job is to remove barriers to people benefiting from our nation's forests.
You can't separate the principles of equity and environmental justice from conservation and restoration work.
One thing that's really important as you're thinking about diversity, equity, and inclusion is realizing that not everybody has the same experience of a rural environment or the forest that you may have.
Many people from Southeast Asia grew up or were born in the time of the Vietnam War. When they come here to the United States as immigrants or as visitors, they have this experience where the forest or the jungle equates to harm, death, disease, war. We need to understand that. We need to honor that history, that trauma that they've experienced, and narrate our story in a way that shows them this is a different place.
We're working towards diversity, equity, justice, but we need to start in-house.
JEDI is important because it just allows us to all come together, no matter what color, age, sex, it doesn't matter. It allows us to all have a voice and use it.
We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to our ancestors. We have a responsibility to the next generations.
Right now, Forest Service visitation is well over 90% European American. That's not how our country looks, and that's not where our country is going. Unless we're able to engage a broader audience, we run the risk of trying to enact a huge conservation change while only engaging a very small part of the population.
There are many employees who don't know what equity means. Equity is where everyone gets a shoe, but you make sure that that shoe fits. So everybody gets a shoe that fits.
We like to put a moniker or a label on something like disadvantaged or underserved or minority or indigenous, whatever these terms might be. But we don't stop and think about the repercussions the terms we assign to people and communities have on them.
Who has access to these public lands to hike and to enjoy? And it shouldn't matter through the lens of environmental justice what your skin color is or what zip code you live in. Everybody should have access to these opportunities.
One thing that you can do is ask yourself who's in the room with me while these decisions are being made.
You got to start by getting to know the person. You got to be a little bit vulnerable. You got to actually know who they are as a person, and they should know who you are as a person. If you have ignorance, let them know, hey, I'm not sure what I feel like in this, or I'm not sure what I should know about. Start with those conversations.
Have we actually engaged this particular community? How about we put out materials in this particular community's language?
Mentor and promote somebody who doesn't look like you. Having people with different experiences, having people from different backgrounds, having those people in the room when decisions are made matters.
We're so used to, come to the table, come to the table. Well, you know what? It's time for us to say, what table do we need to be at?
I wouldn't still be in civil rights if I didn't believe that there's hope and faith.
It's tough. It's incredibly difficult. But I've been in this for a long time, and I'm still here, and it's because I have that passion.
These are public lands, and they have the capacity and potential to be both the literal and figurative common ground to develop a new understanding of each other in our country.
Para mí, el conservar la tierra y el servir a la gente significa levantarme cada día con el mejor empeño, simplemente enfocada en la misión de proveer la mejor ciencia disponible para el manejo y la conservación de los bosques tropicales en el mundo.
Everything is worth it. Every single action I can take, every small change makes a difference in shaping the reality of the future.
We are a wonderful organization, one of the most technologically advanced land management agencies in the world, but we can't do it alone. And so we have to look for other tools, other voices, other knowledge that helps us to connect the dots.
Yo les diría a todos los empleados del Forest Service que estén abiertos al cambio, que estén abiertos a escuchar y a intentar estrategias nuevas.
There is a lot at stake when we talk about the challenges facing our environment. We can't do it alone, and we can't do it in a vacuum. So be courageous.
Insert yourself where you're the most uncomfortable. I need you to humble your heart and understand you don't know it all. But if you're willing to listen and learn and be still, you can garner the understanding